What's up, you lulz? Pikachu56 here with part 2 of microfigs, or microfigs episode 2. I don't know if I said this in the last video, but Corey the Minecraft noob is dead. Like, he's just so dead. That is dead. Because Corey actually found a village. In his last one. I don't know if I said that in the last one, but I'm gonna say it now. Also, I have destroyed a bunch of sets that I forgot that I had stored in another place, and got a lot more pieces to make more. So there's going to be a lot of group updates. I actually have one right now. This is the fire pea shooter from Plants vs. Zombies 2. This is just one of them. Why is the focus not... Hold on. It's not focusing correctly. Even though it's supposed to be. Yeah, the lighting in here is not really good right now. Hold on, let me just try something. That is better. That's better. But yeah, this is the fire pea shooter. Now moving on to the YouTuber section. I made Foxy Kermit. I don't know why. And of course, I had to make the ankle breaker himself, Corey X Kenshin. His face is not in focus right now, but you can clearly see that this is actually the face of a Lego Minecraft bat. So if you don't have that piece, you could probably just use a brown square. Corey is awesome. I just had to make him, obviously. Moving on to the Marvel section, I have Iron Man. Oh no. Hold on. My base plates aren't standing up that well. And I have the Hulk, which doesn't really look like the Hulk. He's just a bit taller, because that's technically what Hulk is. I might redesign him later. Next, I have Spider-Man with a very long web, but I guess it kind of makes sense because he swings around, so he's got a long one. Put you over here. Next, we have Venom, because Venom is awesome. You can see I used this cool black tentacle piece, or vine with thorns. That came in a Lego Junior set I got when my little brother was 3. Like, he got it, and he destroyed it. So now we got this piece. I think it came with like a Spider-Man flying car. It was really stupid. Some of these guys don't stand up very well. Next I have Groot, because Groot is awesome. Sign him for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Can't really see it, but I'm lining everyone up over here. Next I have Carnage, because Venom 2 is going to be awesome. That is not my opinion, that is a fact. I'm predicting the future. It's going to be awesome. Next I have Ghost Rider. I got this chain in a Nexonite set. It was like in a crossbow plane thing, and there were these chains on it. So, he can swing it around. He's got the skeleton head that's on fire. And, for the last one of the, Marvel Microfigs, I have Anti-Venom. You can see that if I align these guys up, they are distinct and different. Venom has a small blade and the tentacle. Carnage has a really long blade and a smaller one. Venom has 2 blades, but one of them is connected like that. I wanted them to have differences, like that were so distinct that you could just tell them apart by just looking at them, and that they weren't exact replicas like a Starscream, Thundercrack recolor. Speaking of Starscream, I did not make him, I made other Transformers. Let me get this said again, just because they're called microfigs doesn't mean that they have to be small. I made Optimus Prime, who I think should have a bit more red in the chest, and his wheels are kind of just stacked back here. He looks like he's kind of wearing a dress. These are supposed to be his exhausts, but this is the best I could do. Next, I made Bumblebee, who uses these cool pieces for the door wings. Now, these guys don't transform, but what you can do is take off the legs, take this off, and take off the head, and this is what you're left with. It kind of looks like a Cybertronian hover car, which I guess makes sense if you want to tell a story that's set on Cybertron. Okay, next, I made Megatron. And if you pair him with Optimus Prime, he is actually a stud taller, which I think is perfect. He also does use these cool, toothy purple pieces, which I think are the coolest things LEGO has ever done. But, of my knowledge, they only came in a single set that I was so fortunate to have. So, that's awesome. Also, you could pair, Bumblebee up with, my standard for these guys is, like, a brick and then 3 pieces, including the top. You could see that the size actually, well, Bumblebee doesn't really look right. Like, he's a little bit more shorter than he should be. But if you pair him up to Optimus Prime, I think the proportions are really good, scale-wise. Okay, moving on. There's a lot you could do with a single brick that has studs on all sides except the bottom. So, I made Sideswipe, who I have not seen whatever movie Sideswipe is in, but I think he looks cool. He rolls around and slices people up. He's awesome. I did use these rollerblade pieces a lot, you may have noticed. Next I made Soundwave, who you could probably tell is based on the Transformers Prime one. I also, made his wings like this. He's got those transparent purples, and, this blue, dark blue and gray color scheme. He also has these tentacles, which are the same design as IX Rollout's, tentacle design for his version of movie Soundwave. So I used those. Okay. Now, moving on to, Ratchet, who I based off of the Transformers Prime design. His shoulders, these things are supposed to be his shoulders, but they're really, really big, which, I don't think is quite right, exactly. Yeah. I'm probably going to redesign him later with smaller shoulders, but I think his shoulders just look like that. Next, I have movie Ironhide with his cannons. He's just one of my favorite movie Transformers. Now, we have Barricade. I made his chest look like this because, it crumples up in the movie, so I wanted to, emulate that. And, last, probably least, I made Frenzy. This looks, I mean, you can kind of tell it's Frenzy, and you can even take Barricade and put Frenzy on his shoulder, like he's, kind of like riding along with him, which I think looks really good. And, that'll be it for this edition. I still have a lot more. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I only have 4 more, groups left, and I think one of them, the Five Nights at Freddy's one, is going to have a video of itself, because there are so many Five Nights at Freddy's characters. Until next time, wash your hands, goodbye!